to the natural the natural occurrences that Gaia is implementing, there are the forces, the negative forces here, which are manipulating the weather and controlling information. So it's hard to tell whether an earthquake or whether some kind of tornado or anything is actually being caused by the planet, you know?
Yes, so that of course pertains to the nanotechnology, but I don't know if everybody who's listening has heard about nanotechnology. To the positive side, nanotechnology has been used by a great many extraterrestrial species that are technologically advanced.
Mm-hmm.
So we're talking the ability to manipulate things at a molecular level. So in the world of Star Trek, there are machines called replicators, which produce practically any physical object. So you can basically create out of thin air a weapon or whatever food you'd like to eat.
Mm-hmm.
So this sort of technology has been considered sort of exclusively the product of science fiction. Today, of course, it has become a very real possibility. They call it molecular manufacturing. And if it ever does become a reality, it will drastically change this world. So atoms and molecules basically stick together because they have complementary shapes that lock together, or charges that attract, just like magnets do. As millions of these atoms are pieced together by nanomachines, a specific product will be able to take shape. So the goal of molecular manufacturing is to manipulate atoms individually and place them in a pattern to produce a desired structure. So the first sort of step in this is to develop nanoscopic machines called assemblers,
Mm-hmm.
where scientists will program and manipulate atoms and molecules at will. So we could implant nanotechnology into people that assemble cells and thus creates new tissue in a patient. This is the positive side, of course, of nanotechnology. Patients would drink fluids containing these nanorobots, which are programmed to attack and reconstruct the molecular structure of cancer cells and viruses. Nanorobots could also be programmed to perform delicate surgeries, such as nanosurgeons could work at a level 1,000 times more precise than the sharpest scalpel. So there's a universal rule here in the third dimension, that which poisons also can heal. And it also works in reverse. One cannot heal without also being capable of poison. So when we are thinking about nanotechnology, we need to remember the creation of the atomic bomb, which was created with positive intention, and we all know how that turned out. So here's the negative side of nanotechnology is this. Nanoparticles are so small they could easily cross the blood-brain barrier, which is a membrane that protects the brain from harmful chemicals in the bloodstream. So nanotechnology could potentially kill people by virtue of poisoning them. Nanotechnology could also allow us to create more powerful weapons. So I want you to imagine this for a minute. Imagine the molecular-sized robot that is programmed to enter through someone's skin pores to destroy living cells. And that would kill a person in a matter of days or hours, or even if we got really good at this, seconds. So without them even knowing they were infested. So imagine that we decide that we don't like somebody like our neighbor. So right now we understand that North Korea is mad at South Korea. So if North Korea decided they were really pissed off, imagine them spraying this nanotechnology over the top of an entire country during wartime. This means in a matter of days, an entire race of people could be extinct. So our question here relative to nanotechnology is it ethical to transcend nature like we could do with nanotechnology? We could develop technology that, for lack of a better way of explaining it, could give us the capability to heal like the comic book character Wolverine, to develop night vision. All of these things are very real possibilities and have taken place with an extraterrestrial species. So, as usual, it's a question of whether we can consider these implications now and avoid them, or find out the hard way after it is too late.